Hello and welcome, race fans, to Monday Night Racing action here with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Cup Series as they take on the Lady in Black. This treacherous kind of egg oval shape weirdness of absolute monstrosity down here is gonna be home to tonight's race, and it is gonna be a fun one. It is gonna be a blast, and it's gonna be a absolute brawl down there. Whether it's the track who wins or the driver, well, we just gotta wait until the end of this one to find on out. Speaking of which, to get things all started off, let's kick things off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have some great support here by some of these fantastic, fine sponsorship support people. As oh, that's only the complete wrong size here. Let's adjust this on the fly because we're fancy. Numb Thumbs Trucking, or Numb Thumbs Gaming Community and their trucking community sponsored this one here tonight for this fantastic race. We thank you guys, and join one of the best trucking for America Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim. There's quite a few people that do that over there in the community. One of the best in the business. Be sure to join and have some fun with some like-minded people, and go trucking across the highways and byways of whichever continent you choose, as well as great support from JP Designs and 3D Prints. Go ahead and check them out for iRacing paint schemes, as well as button boxes and other 3D printed materials. Also, ButtKicker. Enhance your sim experience by adding some rumble to your seat, and get a ButtKicker here today. We also have great support from AdminBoxx here as well. Some of the easiest ways for race control admins to throw cautions, do wave rounds, black flags, whatever have you, all excuse me, all at the touch of a button. Be sure to reach out and pick up your AdminBoxx here today, as well as, because we like to keep things rolling here, Sim Gear Central. Be sure to go over there to simgearcentral.com to pick up a button box that has all the flips, dials, knobs, turning bits, whatever have you, all at the reach of your fingers to aid you in whatever simulator that you may be playing. I mean, I can think of quite a few uses, especially in the flight sim. There's a few planes where it's kind of annoying to turn that, you know, altitude dial
altimeter knob, yeah,
about 17,000 freaking times. Well, with Sim Gear Central and their button boxes, they can definitely aid you over there with that. Also, big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, your proud merchandising supplier for the Numb Thumbs Racing League, as well as Track Bar Media, some of the best photography and video edits of real life and sim life sim racing here available on the interweb. So be sure to go check them out. And if you have something coming up that you may want a fancy presentation of, maybe talk to those guys over there at Track Bar Media, and they can help you out just a little bit. Speaking of a little bit, let's talk about ourselves. I am Alan Brown, and I'm joined by a man that puts Mr. Clean to shame. That's Mr. Alan English up here in the broadcast booth with me. Alan, we're at a crown jewel of a track. This is one that every single driver, I think, highlights, whether it's on a season here for a league or if it's up on there in the iRacing officials. It's on everybody's starred must-do well at track.
Yeah, and it's on our list as well. I mean, this is one of them that's fun to watch. It's fun to broadcast. It's an odd-shaped track, as we all know, and that wall it seems to just reach out and grab guys, and it's one of those tracks where you can't lose track of where you are on the course because both ends of this track are completely different. Different banking, different radius in the turns. So don't lose track of where you're at, really, there's good markers and stuff on the wall for braking points and lifting points. Those guys are going to be adjusting those tonight because this old track surface, it really does eat up tires.
That it does, and who is all excited about hearing about eating up tires? That's Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit lane. Adam, I know you're not too familiar with like the twin ring Motegi, across the ocean over there towards Japan, but this track is kind of similar to that. And what do you kind of see these drivers facing here tonight?
Well, first of all, this is America. Our drivers race American cars on American soil. Well, kind of. I think so. Anyway, I don't know about Motegi. Everybody tells me how great it is. I'll check it out at some point. Well, I think they're going to face the same thing English said. Tires. It's not a mile and a half. It's 1.36. Who the hell makes a track that's 1.36 miles? I don't know what they're thinking of down there in South Carolina. They must have had this, Richard Gray must have paved this track back in the 1800s. He didn't have the correct GPS coordinates to get the thing figured out. One fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points. You'll be disqualified. I think that could come into play tonight. It's not that hot out there. I think 81 degrees. We should be good for at least the coolness on the track. So I don't know. It's fun. I like Darlington. I'll have fun with it.
I've got the answer for you there, Turner.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be a mile and a half, and it was supposed to be kind of a oval. Both, if you look at the big end, both ends were supposed to look like that.
Okay.
But when they started building it, whoever owned the property said, "No, you can't get rid of the duck pond. You got to leave that duck pond on one end." So they had to make one end more narrow than the other. Yep, that's a fact.
Well,
and they changed the shape of the track because of a duck pond.
Well, that's a crazy theory. Is the duck pond still there, by the way?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that'd be important to know. But I like the one where I can see right now Richard Gray paving this track in the 1800s with his wagon and stuff. I can see him ordering the guys around. But either way, it's still a cool story. It is a weirdly shaped track. Weird mile, 1.36 miles, just strange. But let's have some fun tonight.
At Indy, as we take a look at tonight's race info. Beautiful, lovely weather here tonight, so these drivers not having any issues whatsoever. Take a look at that track map where you can definitely see turns 1 and 2 are vastly different from turns 3 and 4. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. Man, you can go ahead and gain a stripe, but you got to try to keep that car alive, clean, and running. It's one of these tracks where you kind of expect at some point, I don't care how good you are, even watching the real world of NASCAR people, you're gonna hit that outside wall at least once. Problem is, you don't want to leave your car in that wall while you hit it. You gotta try to keep that thing rolling.
Yeah, and back in the olden days, when they had the metal guardrail up there, guys would intentionally drag that right side right rear quarter panel on there just to keep the car kind of straight, and they'd just kind of try to keep track of the front end. and made sure that it would stick. But it was kind of one of those things. They leaned on that wall out there, because that's back in the days when you had heavy sheet metal cars and that big steel bumper and everything back there, and you didn't have to worry about your tires getting into it because the car stuck out farther than the tires. So, yeah, guys used to lean on that outside wall. Can't really do that so much anymore. Different kind of Darlington stripe you'll see now is just all the rubber that's going to be left on the outside. That wall might be painted white and red right now, but later on tonight it's going to have a lot of black marks on it.
That they will, as we continue to just let these guys figure out qualifying here. Looks like Derek Welch of that one Numb Thumbs bogus racing machine here out running around.
Yeah, what's going on with the qualifying? It's like some are qualified, some are not, and now Derek's out here. Are they playing games? Are they trying to psych each other out? Well, psych each other out.
They started qualifying just a little bit early. They advanced to the qualifying session a little early, so I don't know if these guys are not qualifying because they think they have time to do it, or if they might not be ready, or if they're just like, you know what, this track is difficult enough, I'm just going to hang in the back and mind my P's and Q's until I kind of figure it out. So I think it's more the latter.
Yeah, this isn't the track to hang out in a total back, I don't think. You want to gain some ground unless you're just terrible here. It looks like Chris Muth is out there. Okay, I guess
putting in some laps. But, it's also one of those, kind of like you were saying, English. If you feel like, man, I'm just showing up here hoping to pick up some spots because other people aren't doing or doing worse than I am, they may just start in the back just to try to keep the car clean and try to make it to the end here. I mean, we do have 135 laps to do, and it's not a long racetrack either. You're getting laps done here in, right around 30 seconds or so. So, these things will fly by. It's just a matter of making sure we get those green flag laps in.
Yeah, it's 175 miles ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. But if you are going to qualify, make sure you qualify way up in the front, so you're not stuck in the middle. This track may look wide. It's kind of deceiving. There's only really one good line to run around here. There's really not multiple lines, so we're gonna kind of see a situation where it's a little bit hard to pass here. Not as hard as like Indianapolis, like what we saw the other night. It is not going to be an easy task to get around here and get around the other cars at the same time.
No, it's a very progressive bank track. You can actually see there where Chris Muth Jr. is parked. That dotted white line kind of halfway up what you think is the racetrack. Well, that's kind of where the racetrack kind of starts, is right there at that dotted line. You can occasionally, on a very rare circumstance, you can get down below it just a little bit. But, man, once when you start getting lower and lower from that, it just flattens straight on out. And it's one of those that's very deceiving. And when you're in the cockpit of one of these cars, you really can't see it. You're just going off by kind of the feel how the car's running and just praying that I'm close enough to that outside wall. I think I'm going to be good here.
Now, John Buckley, who's joined us, said Gavin Ray set the track on fire right there, and he sure did. He beat the nearest guy, Chris Muth Jr., by 2/10. So, Gavin Ray, your pole sitter tonight in the 27.
And speaking of our pole sitter, these drivers qualifying comes to an end, which means we get ready to stack things up and get on rolling out, bringing us to tonight's qualifying grid. Gavin Ray picking up that AdminBoxx pole sitter award. Chris Muth Jr. in the 3 machine going to start on his outside here. Got the 15 of Vince Short getting a pretty good starting spot in third with the 48 of Zeth Holly right beside him here. Kevin Delia in the 43 is going to be racing with us here tonight, starting here in 5th with the 9 of Tommy Welch starting on his outside. The 45 of Bristol Thompson will start here in 7th, and he's got the 44 of Dana Shepard. He's going to be starting up here pretty good in 8th. The 663 of Mr. Sneaky Panic at the Disco, Ryan Pandicio. He's going to start here in 9th. Look forward to seeing him maybe make some moves and pull up forward through this field. And same thing with that 67 of Cubby, Nathan Stanley, rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
Now the 33 machine of Paul the Gambler Ferdiani starting inside row number 6. On the outside of him will be Juan Jimenez in the 2 machine. Row number 7 is going to be the 64 of Joe Hoggard on the inside and the 1 of Derek Welch on the outside. Row number 8 is going to be the 23 of Mark Collins in the 23 car inside, and the 00 Joe Bennett there starting on the outside. Row number 9 is going to be the 79 of Stubbs, Timothy Stubblefield, hoping to get a good, strong finish tonight. So is Jason Kraft in the 99. A little bit disappointed in his finish yesterday, but the driver of the 99 is going to do everything he can to get back up there and hopefully get a good finish tonight. Eric Thornton in the 22 and Tom G. Wilson will round out your last row there and round out your top 20 here. We got a 20-car field tonight. Not as big as we usually see, but I think that's a good size field for Darlington, I think. I think we'll see some green flag laps put in tonight.
I think so as well. As I wish I could show you guys what I just saw over there on the live face cams. 00 Joe Bennett looked like he got a text message from somebody and had to jump out of the seat just as soon as he gridded up, and he ran off screen and then ran back to the rig. So hopefully 00 is doing okay out there. Speaking of, we also like to talk about getting this field up and ready here, going down that Boeing backstretch here at Darlington, following behind this pace car side by side, getting ready to go to green flag racing for the first time here tonight. And you can actually just see how narrow this track really is when you're talking about that racing line. That's all you got. Where those 2 cars are lined up, that's all of the track you really have to race here.
Well,
And Macy's, go ahead, bud.
No, it was about time to dance with the lady in black, man. Let's do it.
That indeed is. Here we go, side by side across the line. Green flag racing here at Darlington for the first time here tonight. A great start here for that 27 of Gavin Ray. He's going to get the benefit of using whatever lane he wants to here as they make their way down through 1 and 2. Now down this back straightaway. He's got the 15 of Vince Short able to leapfrog up on that low line here, up into second. The 43 Kevin Delia is going to fall into line here as well. As back through the pack, we got the 1 of Derek Wells trying to make some moves here right now, lining up that 44 Dana Shepard side by side as they come on down the front straightaway here, and it looks like he will get the run and pick up that spot there.
Good start for these guys. They're out there running against the track, not necessarily.
Oh, we got one going
way
way down.
All right, well, he stayed
Bristol
off the main surface. We're going to keep racing, aren't we?
Bristol Thompson hard into that inside wall there, and he's going to try to struggle to get that thing back moving. He looked like he got a little loose coming out of turn number 2 there, and man, these guys are going to be struggling for it all race long as Vince Short continues to try to hold up that 43 Kevin Delia here at the front. Chris Muth Jr., Zeth Hawley also in tow here as Panic at the Disco Ryan already up 3 spots, moving his way on up into 6th right now. 1 of Derek Welsh trying to chase him down right now as well. You got the 64 Joe Hoggard, who looked like an absolute beast last week here, going to try to struggle his way up through this field and crack up inside of this top 10. He's got Jason Kraft, Paul Ferdiani, and Mark Collins all in a group right behind him. Same thing with Timothy Stubblefield. One of those guys that, man, we don't necessarily, again, we talk about Stubbs because we got a whole bunch of Stubbs nations always joining us here, but we don't talk about him. You know, he's, I don't want to say a surefire bet, but every single time that I'd put money down on who do you think is going to end up in the top 10 here at the end of these things, I'd put some money on that 79.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure that here at first. Gavin Ray's got one hell of a shot, though. What a qualifying run he had today. You can tell he put the practice in. He's got a full second on Vincent Short right now, leading this thing.
And, of course, as we say that, there we go. Darlington stripe for the leader. Scrapes that outside wall. Doesn't seem to affect him too much there as he rides around turns 3 and 4. Now going into 1 and 2. Continuing to lead this race by about a second here. This is definitely going to be a race where picking up the runs, getting that space is going to be your friend here.
Ooh.
Dana Shepard and Double O Joe Bennett having a good battle here as well.
Yeah, the 44 machine there. Dana Shepard smacked the wall a couple of times pretty hard in that DEP graphics machine.
Well, and as we progress through the night, there's going to be more smacking of the wall. But you got to know how to run high here. It seems like that's the place to be. You got to know how to. Like Nathan Stanley seems to be running up high nicely in 8th place. I like what he's doing, especially in the I don't know, the duck pond corner or the other corner. Hell, I don't know which one's which. But
Ooh, we got another one going down. Tommy Welsh having an issue trying to save it, get it back together here. He's using every inch of that track that he can. Oh boy, he does finally get that mountain. Well, as I was saying, that he's trying to get that Mountain Dew car all under control here, but man, he took a good, half a mile there to try to get that thing collected.
Yeah.
Ooh, man alive, I just saw it on the replay.
We're going to see more of that, though, as the tires start to wear, I think. Yeah. Oh, the old self-spin, self-problems.
And it's the 64 of Hoggard makes his way around that 67 of Nathan Stanley here, creeping on up this leaderboard. Gavin Ray starting to kind of see that lead eating away. I wonder if he might be backing it down just a little bit, save some of those tires, because Vince Short, as he wall rides here, getting a rip around that corner.
Yeah,
a la Chastain a little bit there for a second.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to ride it out, huh? I mean, I can't hate them. That seems like the fastest place. And, probably saving tires a little bit up there.
These guys tried that in preparation for this race. Just went out there and just nailed it and just
on the
rode
sim.
the ball.
Yeah. Come on, you know they have.
Oh, yellow's out. What do we got out there, boys? I didn't see any. I didn't see any action.
Well, Gavin Ray suddenly dropped a couple positions here, and it also looked like Bristol Thompson had an issue here. He's going to be slowed down there on the track. Let's go back and look at the yellow flag here as we rewind and review. Here is the 27. Oh no! The 45 losing it on the front stretch, gets up into the 27 where the track was blocked here. Oh man, hard impact for that 27. Let's go back, kind of take a look here at Bristol Thompson. What made him kind of lose it? And he was just loose coming out of turn number 4 there, and try it as he might to save that one, but man, just straight up the track and the 27 with nowhere to go.
My God.
Well, that's not a fun place to be as a guy that's about to get lapped, and I know didn't mean to happen. Hopefully Gavin can get his
That was a huge impact. I can't believe it didn't blow his motor up. I mean,
does he have a meatball or nothing? Wait. No meatball flag.
No meatball flag.
Yeah,
he's definitely coming down. I can see him. Yeah, he's coming down right now.
And you know what? If it's going to happen to him, might as well happen now. He's got a fast repair. He's obviously fast tonight, so just get back out there and he'll be fine. But I know he's frustrated. He didn't say anything. I think everybody knows that Bristol Thompson didn't mean to do that. It just was one of those racing deals.
And kind of speaking about speed, another thing that's just as important is keeping that car safe. Where the 64 Joe Hoggard last week kept that 64 machine A-OK and in pristine shape, winning the Plus EV Clean Driver Award. So the next time you drive by one of those Plus EV racing car washes, Joe, you get a free little wash and wax.
And vacuum. Armor on the dashboard.
When? Do I get one?
If you ever find a Plus EV car wash, then yeah.
I'm going to have to.
Well, thanks to all our fans over there in the YouTube chat tonight, bringing these races live to you 5 nights a week right now and picking up new subscribers every night. We sure do appreciate every single one of y'all. And thanks for all the thumbs up that we're getting on the videos. If you like what you're seeing tonight, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell to get all the notifications when we go live. But man, Stub Nation out there in force once again tonight. Sean Rees, Jessica Stubblefield, Jennifer Ray, Lauren Stubblefield. All of y'all, coming out and supporting your drivers. We sure appreciate it. 7-Eleven Trick and Nikki Short out there pulling for Vincent and his teammates as well out there. And our good buddy John Buckley out there as always. So we appreciate every one of y'all. Matt Jones, too, the chef, joining us as a spectator tonight.
Well, he was supposed to be race control, looks like.
Yeah, his graphics card crapped the bed, it looks like. So
somebody said something. Somebody said something about Whataburger, and
yeah, I saw that. I was trying to hurry through the comments. I was going to come back and
that
hit
sounds so good. Y'all bring that down here.
Lauren still said, Jessica, bring me some Whataburger.
Yeah, bring it over here too. We don't have in my town. We don't have that DoorDash thing. It's Hillbillyville over here.
You go get it yourself.
I have to drive 5 miles or whatever, and I don't feel like it's cold outside.
Cowboy Kent Rollins has a video on how to make a Whataburger patty melt.
He's got a video on how to make anything. Wendy's, whatever. I do love some Cowboy Kent, but I don't want to make it. I just want to go to the drive-thru and get that Whataburger.
It's never the same. It's never the same when you try to make it yourself.
No, I like it the way they cook it too. I don't need any toasted both sides crap. Just give it to me how God intended Whataburger, with mustard, onions, lettuce, tomato, and cheese. Thank you. Anyway, sorry, Brown. We got a little carried away.
That's all right. We were just kind of running down some face cams there. We had Seth Hawley, as always, 00 Joe Bennett, and the 15 of Vince Short with their face cams up and running here tonight. Speaking of Vince Short, he's going to get this restart up at the front with Kevin Delia right beside him, Chris Muse Jr. and Seth Hawley as well. So be on the lookout for these guys to head on up through this field. Same thing with that 27 to Gavin Ray. Time to see what kind of passing that man can do here tonight as the pace car peels off down onto pit lane. And here we go for the second time here tonight, getting this party restarted. Up here side by side, down and across the line they go. Green flag is out and back to racing we go. Looks like a good start there for the 15 and the 43, able to jump out way in front immediately. That's going to allow the 48 and the 3 to kind of battle hard here for just a second. Looks like they're able to figure things on out as we quickly shuffle to single file, but here comes the 64, Joe Hoggard, all over that back bumper, the 663, Ryan Pandicio.
And I'm just not sure on these next gen cars. Now this is just me watching, observing. I'm not in the driver's seat. They just look a little like, I don't know, wompy to drive around here. They don't look as smooth. Let's say.
Right.
And
we've heard it at least from one of our fans that this is after a couple of laps, it's already more exciting than the race we saw last night, and I think that was the sentiment among a lot of the viewers. Not so much with the drivers. I know they really enjoyed it, but yeah, we're getting to see some action out here tonight, mostly between the cars and the wall, which is kind of what I suspected.
I mean, it's good. It's good racing for sure. It's just these cars look. It just looks like they're difficult to handle here. I mean, they're doing a good job.
Joe Hoggard, big time loose, but he's able to get down. Looks like he's trying to make a pass there. Sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's all I had to say. I'm thinking about Whataburger.
Well, I mean, even to that point. Ooh, as the one of Derek Welsh snags the outside wall, he goes squirrely and hangs that outside wall here again, able to get that thing straight, but some evasive maneuvers being done by that 00 Joe Bennett machine. But kind of to that point about how tricky this track is, man, you could get 5 horsepower lawnmower tractors out here and it'd be difficult to drive. That's just this track in general. So one tags the outside wall again here. So, man, Derek Welsh, he is definitely letting that composite body here do its thing against that wall tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's still running. He did have some difficult situations there. I don't know. I think I'm reading too much into it. These guys seem to be managing it well. I just think.
Ooh, Tommy Welsh hard into the wall. He gets down into the 45 of Bristol Thompson here. Still green flag racing as the 45 goes sideways. Now the 9 finally loses it, heading on down the back straightaway here. They got a little bit of time here to get things up and running, and it looks like they will. So no caution here right now as everybody tries to work on surviving here at this track.
John Buckley says, there's not a lot of room above that apron. It makes it really tight. Yeah, it's kind of visually deceiving. The track looks super wide, but as Alan Brown pointed out, you really only got, those top 3 paved sections with the 2 seams above that white line. That's all you really got.
About a lane and a half worth of racing here, and we see people going too wide. That is what we love to see. The 27 Gavin Ray trying to climb back up this leaderboard. Has the 2 of Juan Jimenez out in front of him right now, trying to move up this leaderboard here. 99 Jason Kraft as well. He's got that 2 beating on that back bumper right now. He's trailing behind that 79 of Timothy Stubblefield. And oh no, as Kevin Delia goes for a wild ride down onto the apron here. He's losing a couple spots to Joe Hoggard and Chris Muth Jr.
Hey, you can buy that at the store, Turner.
Oh, yeah, you can. 79 Stubblefield. He just made that pass. Almost got clipped there by Nathan Stanley.
Oh, we got another one going around. That's the 99 of Jason Kraft going sideways. Oh, and that's gonna... Oh, no. Gavin Ray getting sideways as well, getting snagged up in that one. Still green flag racing here. Is looks like no traffic is coming out just yet.
He was sideways, 45-degree angle into the wall for 300 feet with cars passing him. I don't understand how that wasn't a yellow.
Man, I don't know. There are some beating and banging, not only with the wall, but like doors and fenders.
As the 2 kind of tries to sneak down low on that 79 of Timothy Stubblefield and get a top 10 spot here. They're fighting hard. You got Zeth Hawley, Joe Hoggard, and Chris Muth Jr. all up in a line here trying to chase down that 15 of Vince Short, who's got a little over a second lead on these drivers. Ooh, and speaking of, he snags that outside wall a little bit there and drops down the racetrack, able to keep it going. And yet, to answer you guys' question about that, it kind of depends how iRacing reads it. If there's traffic coming, then yes, but also no, because it depends on where iRacing thinks the apron line is here. And what may look like on the track to us could definitely be on the apron for at least iRacing standards. And right now here tonight, that's what we are running on. We do not have we may have a couple race controllers here with Eric Thornton and Tom Wilson, but they may also be having some connection issues here tonight.
Yeah, I think they disconnected.
Yeah.
Eddie Rose said Vincent Short getting it done again tonight in that number 15 car out front. DSMO for life. There's no number 9 involved in one. Thomas Welch out there, 5 laps down now. What you got there, Turner?
No, I was just going to suggest you get out there and run around on the track, and you might get us a caution. You could put your helmet on and act like you're on fire.
Strip down to my skivvies, yeah. Am I on fire?
Maybe have a caution.
That might would work.
But it's weird how the cautions work when iRacing's involved, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches.
Oh, the one of Derek Welch right at the Ryan Pendicio's back bumper there. Kind of hit him right there in the corner saying, hey, I'm here, buddy. I think I'm a little faster than you.
Well,
this is going to be an interesting battle to watch.
Now, the problem is they've got somebody sitting right in front of them as well. Like, looks like that Mobile 1 machine may be slowing some things up a little bit.
And Kraft a lap down, trying to keep that car together. Pretty good job out there so far with it.
Ooh, it's the 663 into the outside wall. Gets a good bump and scrape.
And look who's taking advantage. One of Derek Welch. So 663 will just do a quick little burp of the throttle and let him on around. challenge him another time here.
Looks like
Let's
the
race it
pit
here with 43. Go ahead, buddy.
pick maneuver here.
Oh, man.
Oh!
43
Yeah.
hard in the wall.
That's going to check up the one. He goes for a wild ride. He drops on down to the apron, getting out of this mess as we still got people trying to race and wreck around him. You got the two going up into the outside wall, getting some scrapes and bumps done.
I got a little nutty right there.
Little traffic jam.
Yeah.
Also have that 33 of the Gambler. Paul Ferdiani trying to get around this 44 of Dana Shepard. 43 Kevin Delia is still racing side by side here. He's got the 2 of Juan Jimenez in a pretty good battle. Juan dropping down below that white line just a little bit, maybe trying to do a little bit of diamond action here, and it looks like it's paying off.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that would. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be a decent way to get around here, diamonding at least one side of the turns. Orange Stubblefield said, "Let's go, Timmy. Let's get that. Let's get that
Top 10.
10 too, I guess, or top 10." Okay, thank you for that.
I'm just concerned y'all didn't know about that creamy pepper sauce from Whataburger.
Absolutely
You can get that
not,
at the,
man.
You
I
didn't know you
never-
could get that at the store?
Ooh, hard into the wall. Oh, my goodness.
Double O Joe.
Double O Joe getting some Darlington stripe action going on.
There's another one. Who just hit the wall again? That'd be Kevin Delia hit the wall. Right in front of Bennett. Ooh.
Speaking of
My-
Double O Joe, he might have got a little air
slippery.
shove from that one machine of Derek Welch coming up behind him.
That's a little slippery. Oh, Derek's driving angry. He just mentioned that
Is
already.
yeah.
He probably didn't get that creamy pepper sauce for the patty melt at Whataburger either. Man.
Is that Thousand Island based or what? What's it made of?
I don't know. I just know I bought it there.
Creamy
before.
pepper sauce. All right.
Hey, some of us don't even have a Whataburger, so let's calm down.
Okay, sorry. We'll ship
We'll have a
some
moment
to
of silence for everybody that doesn't have access to Whataburger.
you. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine. Ooh, another one in the wall, Brown. What's going on?
Well,
What tires are getting old? That's what's going on, I think.
I was going to tell you. Well, which one? Because everybody seems to be snagging the outside wall here. As
That was 43.
one of Derek Welch makes his way around that 43 Kevin Delia, who checked up a little bit to prevent himself from going into that wall. Also have that 67 and Nathan Stanley moving up a spot here, getting around that Double O Joe machine and getting up inside this top 10. You got the 79 of Timothy Stubblefield now trying to hold up that 67 here for a 9th place spot. Vince Short getting slowly drugged back here to the 64 of Joe Hoggard. So we're going to have a pretty interesting battle here for a lead here on lap 35, which means 100 more laps left to go here, boys. And woo, doggy dog, this one is good.
Gavin Ray has manually disconnected. Gavin Ray, the driver of the 27, done
That's-
for the night. He's had his fun.
Oh, that's terrible. He
Yeah,
kind of just
not happy.
racing incident took him out. That's
Yeah, a couple of them.
sucks. Well, yeah, but one that was really kind of it happens. Let's put it that way.
Kevin Delia communicating on the radio, telling the lead lap cars there to go low. Head pass. Is he not on the lead lap? I thought he was.
Showing, it depends on what you're looking at half the time.
Okay, he's on lead lap. He just had a faster car, Timothy Stubblefield, behind him and didn't want to fight him too much. It looks like Kevin Delia might be on. He's playing the long game with the tires, I believe.
That indeed is a battle for the front. Heats up again. We got almost side-by-side action happening here with the 64 and the 15. Do either drivers have the tires here on this run to try to pick up something here and make a pass at this very difficult track? Dana Shepard and Double O Joe Bennett, trade positions here for just a second as well, fighting for something up near this top 10 as 67 Nathan Stanley still trying to figure out a way to get around that 79 Timothy Stubblefield kind of falls backwards a little bit.
And yeah, Vincent Short, his 1 second cushion, 1 second plus cushion is gone. He's got Joe Hoggard breathing right down his neck here.
Patience and persistence, the name of the game here tonight. As Adam Turner, sorry about that, buddy.
No, dude, we're kind of just discombobulated tonight. We had such a wild race last night. We're trying to recover from that one. This one's a lot quicker pace, let's put it that way. So we're trying to get our act together.
Beer out of my nose.
But are they talking, Jessica, are you talking about them little Debbie's cake tree things? Is that what she's talking about?
I think that's what she's talking about.
Oh, yeah, those are delicious.
Now I can see my diet going out the window here as the 15 and the 64 continue to battle here for this race lead. Delia and Shepard, as well as Stubblefield, fighting for some top spots. Here's the 79, goes up, scrapes the outside wall. That's going to allow some of these drivers with a little bit of run on this front straightaway here. Will they be able to make use of it? Kevin Delia looking up to the inside right now. At the same time, Joe Hoggard making his move on the 15, gets the job done up here. So new leader for that 64 of Hoggard, up 12 spots on the night.
Oof. These tires, get some new tires, guys.
Trying to make it into this fuel run, I imagine. They've got 70% fuel here.
They're having a hard time. It's like they're ice skating out there, and it's, you know, it is what it is.
And also ice skating around here is the 2 of Juan Jimenez trying to power skate his way up here to the back bumper, the 3, Chris Muse Jr., which he does and easily does so. Juan Jimenez did pit back on lap 13. Looked like he took a full pit stop there. Definitely at least getting some damage fixed, maybe even taking some tires and whatnot. So one of the guys with some of the freshest stuff out there, able to get the job done here on the 3 and cruise his way up onto a top 4 spot right now. And the 2 really is making good use of that diamond line, English. I've been enjoying watching him. I know the camera's not been on him, but I've been out of the corner of my eye. He's been nailing that diamond.
He just nailed the wall on the other end of the track. He's having a tough one too, but it worked out. He's definitely moving now.
Man.
English.
Yes, sir.
Are you still with us? She is talking about those Christmas trees.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Awesome. I love those. You can get those where you're at, Brown, can't you?
Those, yes. Those I can,
Okay.
but English was busy doing some finger and toe math up there, trying to figure out when these guys are going to come on down into the pits as Kevin Delia and Dana Shepard trade spots as, Kevin Delia looks like he might be coming on down into the pits, taking a wide berth down here, trying to enter pit lane.
Looking over my shoulder, trying to figure out what was going on with the dog back there.
Double O Joe and Paul Ferdiani all coming on down and in as well. So green flag pit stops underway here at Darlington Motor Speedway as Joe Hoggard leads Vincent Short right now by about 2 seconds. Man, that tells you about what it takes here.
Yeah.
You need the space to really get your runs up and running. And Hoggard, man, he's got the space and he is absolutely sprinting right now.
John Buckley says they're figuring about 50 laps on a fuel run. So they're approaching that. They're getting pretty close to it.
What about 25 on the tires? So
yeah, really.
probably about
Guys, we're
right.
suffering out there on these tires.
Yeah, I like that. I know he's running 3rd right now, but he always comes up with the new Jimmy Johnson paint. I guess it's Jimmy Johnson. I don't know. 48.
It's old Bowman now.
Yeah. But he's always got a different color one, so I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, he had that
Cool one there.
that low scheme that he just kept changing. Like the design was about the same, but the paint, the color kept changing. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, he's always changing the color, which is cool. We can tell the 48. We used to watch him just run circles around.
Hard into the wall behind him though. Double O Joe, he's holding up the 2 of Juan Jimenez right now as they try to figure things out back here. Tommy Welch still out there driving around, quite a few laps down, but just driving around here might be a key to pick up some good extra bonus points here by the end of this thing.
Tom joining us over on YouTube saying, go, Double O Joe. Another fan out there for
And Short
Isn't it?
calling his pit stop. So watch for him to come
Okay.
down. Sorry, English, we're just discombobulated. Last night was
Hey,
such
we're
a
good.
rugged race. We're trying to get our act back together. We'll get it together by the end of the week.
45 miles an hour. That's the pit road speed limit here. These guys got to get down to it in a hurry. So far, everybody able to do that. Nobody with any black flags for speeding the pit so far tonight.
That's the 67 of Nathan Stanley chasing down that one of Derek Welsh, who, according to TomTom, looks like an esports driver, only slower. That's a pretty good dig right there. That's pretty funny.
I like that one. I wonder if that's Tom Barish, his buddy over at might be his buddy Tom over there at NTG.
That indeed, as Welsh does get or tries to continue to hold up that 67 of Stanley. Holly on down. The 15 of Short comes on down into pit lane. Chris Muth Jr. just finished his pit stops and is on his way back out onto the racetrack here. So we're still waiting on quite a few people like Juan Jimenez, who pitted on lap 13, so he can go a little bit while longer here. And who knows, by the end of this thing, he might just have a little bit of an upper hand here, because he can... it's going to be close. I don't think he's going to be able to make it on one more stop.
Well, speaking of NTG, tonight's race sponsor, NTG Trucking. What is that, you might ask? If you've ever played American Truck Simulator, you can drive in virtual trucking companies and run with people in convoys and stuff in multiplayer. It's a blast. I've done it quite a bit with those guys. Not so much lately, but you know, it is so much fun. And the Texas map is about to come out, so if you're into that thing, you think it sounds a lot like, you know, sounds like a lot of fun to you. Check out NTG Trucking.
Oh! Couple hard hits up into the outside wall. The two of Juan Jimenez, one of them, as it looks like he's going to come on down into pit lane as well. It was Jason Kraft who kind of did. They were all in a big group there along with Timothy Stubblefield, and it was one of those follow the leader kind of situations where, well, then the first guy hits, and then the second guy hits, and then the third guy hits.
Mark's flying tonight here at this Darlington night race. I'm glad they made it a night race too, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I love the night race. It almost feels like a Saturday night at the short track. But you can do that if you're on the bumper. Somebody just follow them right into the wall or wherever they go. It's almost like follow the leader. So not surprising. Derek Welch calling out his pit. He's coming down. English, I had to correct you. Numb Thumbs Trucking League, that American Truck Simulator. That's not a game. Everybody knows that. It's a simulation.
Derek Welsh coming on down into the pits, so that's going to give the lead here to the 44. Dana Shepard getting passed right now by that 48, trying to get his lap back here. At least I thought Derek Welsh was coming on down into the pits. So
He announced his pit stop
because he's been down there.
He missed the box.
Oh no, that is absolute travesty there for the number one machine.
Not the box, he missed the whole pit lane.
Yeah, it is kind of hidden here. Normally, there's a pretty clear entrance and exit. Well, here tonight, not the case, as he makes his way back around on the apron for a second time, which is really gonna hurt his case here.
Big time. He's lost so much track position now.
And so Dana Shepard right now out in front. Vince Short, after completing his pit stop, back out there in second. Joe Hoggard not too far behind him here, about a second and a quarter, but still waiting on that 44 machine to come on down to do his pit stop here. Kind of expecting to see him in about 5 more laps or so. Kevin Delia has completed his pit stop here. Kind of looking through this field. Anybody else that needs to do their pit stops. Tommy Welsh and Bristol Thompson, who have had rough goes of it from the get-go, waiting to get around to their pit time as well. But really, it's just the 44, Dana Shepard, the only holdout right now.
Tom says that Derek just pulled what's called a Tom Barish. What's that guy thinking out there? Tom says, I always get onto pit road smoothly on the second try, though. First, it's like kind of like a practice approach, you know what I mean? Coming in the airport, you're just scoping it out. You know, we'll do a little approach and then
Do a
back
flyby.
around, do it again. Yeah, we'll do a little touch and go and then come back. Jessica Stubbsfield says, Stubbs. 79 out there doing what he can. So far right now, 1 lap down with Joe Bennett. The first car 1 lap down right there in front of him. In the spot for the lucky dog. If the yellow comes out now, we're going to have a bunch of cars trapped at least 1 lap down here.
And that we would, of course, Derek Welsh, one of them after missing that pit box, but Juan Jimenez, Jason Kraft, Mark Collins, and Paul Ferdiani, I think, would all get trapped that 1 lap down. But from what I've been seeing here so far tonight, we may not see that caution flag come out again. Everybody kind of spaced out. There are little battles here going on, but it's really not for position, so I think people are giving each other a little bit extra space as Dana Shepard continues to ride around here. Still expecting him to come on down in the next couple of laps. Chris Muse Jr. was really the closest battle right now with the 663 of Ryan Pandisio. He's about a second behind here, trying to get a run going to catch on up to him and creep up that leaderboard into a top 6 spot. But speaking of Stubbs, up there in that top 10, up 8 spots on the day so far, sitting in 9th.
That's a pretty good spot, up 8. See if you can get him some more. I know he's got the fans out there to try to push him through. Probably just needs that patty melt sauce at the house.
Hey, I'm going to look for it next time.
Yeah, it's out there.
As Dana Shepard continues to put laps down here. Green flag racing from Darlington. And this one is definitely cooking on up to be something good, as Vince Short still holds about a 1 second gap over the 64 of Hoggard, who is currently your hard charger of the day, up 10 spots right now, as we're kind of getting close to that halfway point here in this race.
Yeah, just clicking the laps away. But it is exciting race. Thomas Welch just disconnected. He must have had some.
He was having a rough night, but he's also only the second person to disconnect here tonight. Gavin Ray being the first, unfortunately, just a rough night for that 27 machine here. But I mean, we started 18 cars took to the grid, and we're still gonna have 16 out there running, which is a pretty dang good number here. As that lead that Dana Shepard had, it is definitely being eaten away here by the 64 and the 15 here. You can actually see the 64 machine trying to work his way back around or catch back up to the 15 of Vince Short there. But this is one of those cases where Dana Shepard, man, you got to come on down. All that time that you had built up, man, it's starting to disappear on you.
663 making a move on Mac and that 23. Woo! Mark Collins bouncing off the wall right there, and that'll give the 3 a shot. Chris Muth Jr. That Budweiser number 3 Chevrolet trying to get down.
Scraping that outside wall all the way down through turns 3 and 4. Side by side they go, battling it out. It's the 663 Ryan Pandisio a car not for position underneath him here, as he's got cars for position all around him, one of which is that 43, Kevin Delia, right sitting in front of him.
Ooh.
Dana Shepard comes on down into pit lane, so Vince Short takes control of this race here. Once again, the 3, Chris Muth Jr. all over that back bumper, the 663. And man, just like that, the pit cycle is come back on around, and we got ourselves some racing, boys.
Ooh, Yahtzee, this little group of 4 cars right here, ending with the 3 and starting with the 43. This has been a lot of fun to watch these guys.
Yeah, they're battling it out. They're trying to overtake Kevin Delia. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, making the dive, making the move, using a little bit of that apron line here, trying to get that run. It looks like the 663 able to at least get by himself. Got that lap traffic, though. I don't want to say causing an issue, but definitely not exactly out of the way, as they would say.
Muth just put the bumper on the back of the 43, looked like. And not, softly. But, man, that 43, all these cars seem to have, is there a magnet in that wall up there, Brown? Look at him scraping that thing.
Oh, there most definitely is, as the 2 machine tries to get around the 43 and get a lap back to him here. As the 3 as well is going to follow him right along, as the 43 scrapes that outside wall just a little bit, slowing him on down. The 64 has made his way back around the 15 of Vince Short here to regain control of this race. You also got Paul Ferdiani, the gambler. He's in a race. This is for position back here in 11th and 12th, a couple laps down. 33 working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter to get back up here towards this top 10.
Oh, yeah. Definitely is. He's shaking that thing. Trying to work his way back.
That indeed, as Mark Collins and Juan Jimenez start to meet up with each other here a little bit, right behind that 663 of Ryan Pandicio, the 2 coming up with a full head of speed. We've seen that too. Once when he gets into a rhythm doing that diamond, man, he looks like one of the faster cars out here on this track here tonight. And if anything, he's just, I think he has the fastest lap time of the race. Not by much, but he does have it.
Definitely close. He started, I think, in the pits, so he's making the best of what he's got left in the car. That's a tough way to start, is behind, and he's doing pretty good out there right now.
He is. In English, I know Jessica Stubblefield asked a great question that me and Turner talked about before you were getting on with us here pre-race, but can y'all believe it's Thanksgiving, like, next week? Which, no, it's dang near flew by. I always, whenever I picture Thanksgiving, it's like the last week, but no, it's next week.
It just reminds me of how fast the years and stuff are flying by now, it seems like.
Well, we don't need to go into like existential crisis mode. Jeez.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, English. Did you get your? I know you get one per year. Did you get your alligator? Did they?
No.
They didn't give it to you, so you can
nobody
smoke
told
it
me
for
about
Thanksgiving. Oh, I thought that's what y'all got down there.
Yeah, we do like on the Water Boy. We have little baby alligators, and we just make
I
them
thought-
real crunchy. And
It was they issued like the Obama phones. You just go to the trailer, and then they give you a little.
the little pop-up tents on the side of the road.
Yeah, and then you go and then you get your little alligator.
I haven't seen the little free gator one yet.
Well, you may need to look. I bet it's out there. Or it should be. Maybe we'll start a.
I'll pay a premium for
Or
some
some.
good boudin. If I find some good boudin.
Ooh, it's tamale season too. Look at that. Ready for some good tamales.
You got no good ones around here. You got to drive all the way down to Zwali, which is close to Big Lake down there.
Delia keeps having problems with that wall.
I think they all are. We don't like to pick on people, but 45.
Well, I'm not picking on him.
45 of Bristol Thompson, one of those guys, just having a rough night, getting involved in a few incidents here, riding around 16th, but still riding around here. So there's definitely ample opportunities, even though he's about 20 laps down from everybody here. to try to pick up some extra spots. Ooh, almost hard into the wall. Right in front of the 64, Joe Hoggard goes at 45. And side by side.
Go ahead.
Side by side behind him here, the 15 with some lap traffic here. That Mobile One machine, they're going to make contact side by side going down the front straightaway, still beating and banging as they.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my goodness. 99 Jason Kraft, still almost making contact here. The boxing gloves are off, boys. Good night.
Ooh, I heard somebody get a little angry on the radio. I like that. A little anger. Let's turn to somebody and learn them a lesson.
99 and the 15 are going to end up getting called to the boxing ring holler here at the end of this one.
It's almost like Cody kicked to the left so hard after that ordeal was done. Weird looking.
Well,
Top Top says, go
Huh?
ahead. The
No, I
Top
just-
Top says he was around the area today. He says in Macomb, Mississippi. Then they're close to Jerry Clower country.
Is that where he's from? Or
He's
where
from Liberty, Mississippi, which is pretty close.
Okay.
Not really close to me. It's about 4 hours from me, but
Well,
I'm
no.
up in the corner of Louisiana.
Most people don't know who Jerry Clower is anymore. Go ahead, Brad.
Stubblefield making the bold call here, coming on down into the pit lane. That one's even going to be even closer. I think he's going to be about 5 laps short there. So Stubblefield maybe thinking about some strategy stuff here, kind of coming towards the end of this one, just coming on down pretty early as the 23 and the 44 have a heck of a battle here, fighting for a top 10 spot right now. Side by side they go into turns 1 and 2, heading on. Oh, excuse me, that was through 3 and 4. Heading on down now the front straightaway, the 44 holding on to that spot.
Pretty rough out there, boys. These guys get some pit stops done under green, though. I'm impressed to see the number of green flag laps that we're seeing here at Darlington. We knew the car count would have something to do with that, though, as these guys got a little bit more room than they're used to out there.
Well, it's also called the track that's too tough to tame, right? So
Is that here? Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so. It's a lady in black, too tough to tame. Darlington Stride. You know, stuff like that.
Is it it's the oldest track on the schedule now, isn't it? Built in 1950.
49.
Is it 49?
Yeah, Richard Gray paved it. You'll have to ask him about that.
Oh, poor Richard, the oldest man in iRacing. We pick on him a bunch. Wish he was here tonight, but not racing in the next gen race tonight.
That's too good for this.
It's the 67 of Nathan Stanley holding up the 44 of Dana Shepard here just a little bit, not too much. 67 of Cubby making some good moves here. Currently riding around in 12th. I'm sure he is wishing he was playing some of that PGA 2K23 right now, though.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, you know, so many of these guys, Numb Thumbs Gaming guys, they don't just iRace together. They do other stuff as well, golf and trucking, and DayZ, and just there's so many activities these guys can do together. We're members too, so I mean, it's a lot of fun to hang out with these guys outside of iRacing stuff as well. It's like a big family over there, the Numb Thumbs Gaming community. So if you're looking for a place to game, man, they're a good group of guys, very approachable. There's always somebody willing to help you out. Check it out. Look them up on Facebook and follow the Discord link if you got Discord.
Yeah, if you like playing video games and whatnot, come join
Oh, yeah.
come join some AAA broadcasting as we do some of that stuff. I know we flitter around. We finally got Turner up there to join the Golfing League as well, which DW, Derek Welch, says Paul Ferdiani having a bit of an issue here. Parks it down there on the kind of near where the checkered line is coming across that racetrack. Having a bit of an issue. We were following there. The 45 Bristol Thompson was looking pretty slow as well. But DW was saying to Mr. Turner, you know, they've got a beer per hole rule, you know. Gotta.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
You know, you gotta be at a certain level here to play golf with these guys. As the one tries to work his way around that 67, which he does. The one machine trying to make up for his mistake here, trying to come on down into pit lane. But the
Cubby and Mac were all over each other right there as Derek was coming up on them. I'm glad they sorted it out.
And of course, they're all on different laps too. I mean, the position was for the one in the 67, but that's just kind of what we got here out tonight. Is, you know, not necessarily everybody racing for position, but they're still out there racing somebody.
There's some scraped up right sides of race cars out there right now, from the front fender to the back fender, everything in between.
I was just trying to calculate this one beer per hole.
Oh, I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was one beer per hole.
Oh, is that the
Oh, I
minimum
thought
or
that's what you said.
maximum?
I just said there was a drink per hole thing.
Oh,
It
a
could-
drink, just
it
a
could-
sip. Then.
Well, it could be
Oh,
it could be a sip. It could be a shot. A shot per shot. You know.
Ooh, oh, that would be tough.
Oh no, count me out.
Yeah, I could do a little sipping in golf, and
Oh, I'll tell you this, in real life golfing, as we're watching a good battle here between the 44 and the 2, I had a fellow in my group for a charity scramble, and every birdie that you made, he had a flask, right, of butterscotch schnapps, and every birdie you made, everyone would go around and take a shot. Boy, before we even finished the front 9, that thing was empty, and we were humming along pretty good.
We
Yeah,
can
we
do
almost-
that when next time we all get together, but we're going to do it with moonshine. We're not doing it with that butterscotch mess.
oh,
No, we're going to do it with good, clean white whiskey.
you mean white lightning?
White dog, whatever you want to call it. Who shot John?
Who
Fire
shot
wire.
John? I thought that was who shot Jr.
That's called. Some people call it Who Shot John.
Oh,
44 with a pretty good run, caught up to the back of the 2.
Hey, he's caught up.
Can't really make anything work. Those guys are racing for a lucky dog position right there, boys.
That they are. They're kind of caught up behind the 99 Jason Kraft right now, and that is what Juan Jimenez is going to try to do, is maybe use that 99 as a little bit of a pick, heading on down into the turn. 99 goes up, scrapes the outside wall even more, but the 44 was able to get around at the same time here, so we got some good racing action here for some spots up inside this top 10 as the 2 and the 44 battle hard.
I like seeing that. 2 guys a lap down. They know that they're racing each other and pretty much nobody else right now because they're a lap down. But great job out there by those guys. Keep it competitive. As they both get into the wall. Oh, man.
Delia's in to the pits. Joe Bennett, 00, just came in.
And it's about that time for that second and final round of green flag pit stops to be happening here. As the 2 and the 44, man, they just continue to trade. Who's going to get a run in this corner? Who's going to get a run in that corner? Who's going to get the run to stay in front of the other? As the 99 snags the outside wall hard behind him.
99's had a rough night, boys. Nice, man. Pounding that outside wall.
Ooh, 44 loses it coming out of turn number 4. He does get it back together, but that cost him a good chunk of time, about a full second there. Oof, man, so the 2 of Juan Jimenez, he can breathe easy for just the time being.
Oh, man, this is ooh, dang, Mark Collins. I love that
Yeah.
paint scheme on that 23, but he's
City
beating,
Toyota.
beating the ever living hell out of that thing. Well, like all of them, Brown. I'm not picking on nobody. Everybody's breaking the right side of their cars tonight. Hopefully, there's no toe links damage. I think we saw a lot of that in real life.
It probably is. We continue to race along here with the green flag, racing from this Num Thumbs Racing League Cup Series live from
Yellow's
Darlington.
out. Yellow's
Timothy
out.
Stubblefield. Oh no, I know somebody was begging for something, but not involving Timmy. Well, guess what? It did. I think he was losing it coming out of turn number 4 and ends up coming back down across the line sideways here. So this is going to make some things a little interesting, boys, as we go ahead and kind of watch what happens to Stubbs coming out of turn number 4, getting a little loose, trying to stay off the wall, snaps it right back as we had some traffic coming on up, and he was on the racetrack here. So that brings out the caution.
Well,
So
you know
that-
what? That wasn't too bad, though. I mean, if we're going to have a caution, that's the way you want it. Tim could get out there and get his car fixed, and nobody else got damaged. Let's re-rack this thing and get back to work.
Well,
So that battle we saw with Dana Shepherd, with him winning that battle, that'll pay off big time for him because now he'll be back on the lead lap with only 5 other cars. So 6 cars on the lead lap out of 20.
not to mention the 2 of Juan Jimenez. He pitted right before the caution.
Oh, no. Well, it goes like that sometimes. There's nothing you can do about that luck.
Yeah. Yahtzee.
Some people, if they didn't have any bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all.
Indeed, as we get things all kind of grouped back up, people coming on down, taking some fast repairs, taking some tires, taking some fuel, getting ready for this final run of this race here at Darlington. And it's going to be right around probably the 36 laps to go mark once we go back to green flag racing. Hoggard out here in front of Vince Short. Dana Shepherd getting a big benefit from this. Same thing with the 48 of Zeth Hawley, the 663 Ryan Pandisio, all getting some free pit stops done. Chris Muth Jr., he's been in there for a good minute. I wonder if he's one of those guys that maybe knocked the outside wall down a little bit, but wanted to come down to get early on, get some damage fixed, but had that fast repair checked. So that's another thing these guys had to look out for early on is if you scrape that outside wall, your car is usually okay, and you don't. If you want to get some manual damage done, it's okay. But that fast repair is always pre-checked, and you have to uncheck it before you come down.
Yeah, you can change. You can change it in the coding somehow. Our buddy Greg Klein did that. You remember, and he had to recheck it every time he came down the pit lane, and a lot of times he would forget. So it almost came back to bite him. But yeah, man. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug here tonight. Several of these guys, not very good luck out there.
Well, while we're kind of pacing around here, let's take a quick moment and talk to one of these drivers. How about we talk to that 48 of Zeth Hawley here, part of that Plus EV Racing team. Hey, Zeth, it's the guys in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it's been a bumpy and wild ride out there. I don't know if you got one of those butt kicker things, man, but how's the race car feel hitting that wall pretty much every other lap?
Well, I've only hit it a couple times, and it's only been light taps, so I've been getting lucky on it. When I was in the pits, it showed I only had a 2.9 seconds of optional, and didn't bother with it.
Well, tell us about your headset, man. You're one of the only guys that races in VR here. Me and Alan Brown also race in VR. What kind of setup you running there?
I'm running an HP G2 Reverb.
That's what I run. I love that thing too, man. It's so comfortable, and there's a big step up over my Rift.
Oh yeah, I used to run a Rift S too.
Well, man, good luck out there. Going to be starting up here side by side with Joe Hoggard, man. It's coming on down to it in a pretty good spot, man. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Get him back down there with his teammate 00 Joe Bennett. And so we continue to pace around behind this pace car, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We've got 6 people up on this lead lap. Mark Collins and Derek Welsh are now going to be fighting each other for that lucky dog spot here as we loop back down through turn number 4. Field stacked up, ready to rumble side by side. They go as the green flag waves, and we go back to racing here at Darlington. Great jump there from the 64, easily jumping way out in front. The 663, Ryan Pandisio, going to try to follow him on through here as the 48 holds up the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. We saw these guys having some good battles here early on. You got the 15, Vince Short, getting caught up in a little bit of traffic here as he tries to make his way around that 67 mellow yellow machine of Nathan Stanley, which he does to try to catch back up to that 64 Joe Hoggard. I think the 15 has the short speed here. Question is, will he be able to maintain that short speed long enough to catch up to Joe Hoggard and maybe get the pass done here as we continue to battle up at the front. Ryan Pandisio all over that back bumper of the 64 of Hoggard. You also got that one of Derek Welch having a good tussle and jostle back here. He's got the 2 of Juan Jimenez there as well. So these guys are all fighting, trying to climb back up to that 23 of Mark Collins.
Papa Joe Bennett saying, step it up, 00. Pulling for his boy out there. Look, guys, I mean, we're over 100 laps complete now. We're only running 135 laps here tonight. I expect the aggression to start stepping up here. You're see some guys taking a little bit more of a chance and stuff on guys, maybe leaning on some cars. I wouldn't expect this thing to finish clean from here on out. I'm questioning, having the rest of this run green. I don't think we're going to see it.
Well, only time will tell, as that 663 all over that back bumper of 64 Joe Hoggard here. Joe trying to pick up his second win in just as many races, trying to drive this car out and around here as the 48 of Zethali climbs back on up to join this battle as well. So we got ourselves a pretty good 5-car battle here up at the front. Vince Short at the tail end of it with the 3 Chris Muth Jr. with the 48 of Zethali kind of stuck here in the middle. Everybody fighting and battling for every position gained here tonight as they come back down this long back straightaway here. Joe Hoggard still out in front. Pandisio trying to find and pick up that run, almost snagging that outside wall again. But man, he is ripping it, trying to get around him.
Muth putting all kinds of pressure on the 48. Right there tagging him in the corner like we're seeing Derek Welch do a couple of cars earlier today. Just knocking on his door, letting him know you're there, and he just did it again. Let the 48 know, hey, man, I think I'm faster than you. I'm bumping you. I'm trying to get around you. Ooh, man.
Ooh, side by side as here comes the 15, trying to make some moves, trying to pass the 3, and the 48 as the 48 gets turned around. Oh, he saves it with a little bit of help from the 3 of Chris Muth.
The 3 helped him around and then helped him straighten out, probably not on purpose there. Wow.
So we remain green flag racing here, but that incident causes both the 48 and the 3 to kind of fall off this main group here with Pandisio and Short with Hoggard up at the front. The battle continues to rage on here on lap 105, so we're going 30 laps left to go here as they cross this stripe.
Tom on YouTube says, is Joe, I think 00 got his helmet strapped on too tight tonight. I've done that before on a ride, motorcycle ride, having a helmet too tight.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of hard to adjust when you're hauling ass down the road.
We all have it.
Oh, look who's here. Oh, it's the Spam. Thank you so much, Spam, for joining us here on YouTube. We sure love you, not.
What word of the day did they pick out?
I am loving your town today at 69 mega. Whatever the hell that means.
Well, and we talk about mega, we got a pass being made up here, side by side, beating and banging. Oh, the 663 is going to go around right in front of the 3, bringing out the caution. At the same time, the 2 of Juan Jimenez made the pass on the 23 of Mark Collins, so the 2 is going to get the lucky dog spot here.
Ryan doing the smart thing and not pulling up into traffic, waiting on a spot here to jump back in, and field is frozen, so he'll get them some of those spots back there.
Wow.
How did that begin?
I was
Brown?
side by side racing between the 15 and the 663, and it was just tight racing here. Let's go up to the chopper camera to see what happened. Looks like the 15 Don't know if he actually touched the outside wall, but he definitely tried to bring the car back down off of the wall just a little bit as the 663 was creeping on up. Sideways contact was been made, and we've seen it time and time again here tonight. It doesn't matter if you're on a straightaway or in the middle of a turn. Once when you start breaking loose, man, there's nothing you really can do here as he goes for the ride down the back straightaway there, able to keep it locked up and down out of the way.
Well, I mean, it looked like the 15. I don't think he could have really got much higher.
Oh, well, that's for a fact.
The way Ryan was moving up the track, I think he would have eventually got into him, whether Vincent got off the wall or not. But those roof flaps doing their job on a Pandicio's machine, keeping that thing on the ground.
I love how those things are modeled now. Man, that's great.
Isn't that something? Just like we were watching it on Sunday afternoon. Very cool.
So the two, Juan Jimenez jumping back up here onto the lead lap. Speaking of the lead lap, you got the 44 Dana Shepherd not electing to come on down this time. So he's going to have control of this race once when things get back up and running. And it looks like there's going to be an interesting mix throughout this field of lap cars. So how iRacing sets these grids on up is anybody in front of the leader, between the leader and the pace car, they get the wave around. Anybody caught either between or behind them either holds that position or gets shuffled to the back, and it'll be interesting to see how they work things out here tonight. So it was looking like Jason Kraft is kind of stuck right in the middle of this action here, and it kind of looks like he is going to be shuffled kind of towards the back.
Ooh, little change in the field here.
Oh, you're
That
finally
caution.
back. Okay.
Oh, I've been here. You know, you've seen it. You guys keep yapping. I don't have anything to say. I mean, you guys won't even let me in edgewise.
Well, I didn't know you were here. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's
Paul
okay.
Ferdiani disconnected. He's done for the
Ooh.
night. The Gambler, the Plus EV Team Patriarch, done for the night.
Terrible.
Tom says the way
What did he
way
say?
he said the way he saw it, he said that it looks like they both slid up a half a lane or so more than they really wanted to, and they got together while they were up there. And then Eddie Rose saying Short gonna bring home another checker flag home tonight, I think. I don't know. He's got a tall hill to climb here. These guys are competitors up here, Adam. I mean, if you're going to finish in the top 5 or 6 here, you've really done something here. These guys are competitive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of them probably like the short track. But what I like about it is we've had quite a few different people up front. It's kind of mixed around a little bit. Everybody's got a little chance at it. And had some fun. Hadn't had too many cautions. It hasn't been a snooze fest like some races have been. So this was good.
Not at all, as we get ready to stack things back on up here at Darlington here in South Carolina. Dana Shepherd going to control this restart here, and we've seen that the leader gets the best jump out of everybody here, so it'll be interesting to see how well the 64 and the rest of this field try to work their way around him, as he has the older set of tires here, not by much, only about 10 laps or so, but every lap matters here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing with 24 laps remaining. The field making their break out of turn number 4, the pace car diving on down into pit lane, and away we go. Green flag racing once again from Darlington in this Numb Thumbs Racing League Cup Series race. The 44 getting that good jump at the 64, excuse me, with the tires up on the outside, just absolutely flying by like he was standing still, and that's going to cause a little bit of a pick move here as the 44 and the 15 go side by side. Now the 3 Chris Muth Jr. trying to make it on by.
Giving a little push to the back bumper of the 15, and he drags Zeph Hawley right with him there. 1, 2, 3. These top 3 cars are hauling butt, boys.
A hard task in front of them now. Are they going to battle each other? Are they going to work together to try to catch back up to that 64 of Joe Hoggard out there with a little bit over a half second of a lead? Vince Short trying to fight his way up through here. We've seen him have probably one of the quickest short run cars out here, trying to pick up every single spot that he can. Scrapes the outside wall, getting that wall ride done. That's going to allow the 3 Chris Muth Jr. to close in that gap a little bit, but not have the run here. So he's going to have to lay back for just a second. The 67 Nathan Stanley trying to catch back on up to 00 Joe Bennett here to get some spots. Same thing with the 79 of Timothy Stubblefield as the battle for this lead continues right now. The one of Derek Welch in that lucky dog spot. He's got a little bit of a gap over Kevin Delia here as they go side by side behind the race leader. Vince Short, Chris Muth Jr. side by side down that straightaway here into the turn, and it looks like the 15 up on the high side is going to get the run here coming off of the corner, and it's going to be able to hold off that charge.
Meanwhile, Joe Hoggard's got a solid second, a little bit more now, on second place here.
Ryan Pandisio getting a little bit of a benefit from that caution, being able to get back up here into this grouping, works his way around that 44 Dana Shepard. Man, those old tires, I can't even say they're old. They're only about 10 laps older than everybody's.
Yep.
But man, they are definitely making the difference here tonight as Chris Muth Jr. now has a battle with the 48 of Zeth Hawley. And this is for a third place spot right now. And you can see the one Numb Thumbs Gaming Machine of Derek Welsh coming on up behind these guys. He's trying to get that lap back the hard way. He doesn't want to wait on no caution, no lucky dog wave around to get him back up here into this fight.
He's driving angry, isn't he? Derek Welch is driving like somebody hit his dog or something.
Joe Hoggard, fastest lap of the race last time around, a 29.41. He is a man on a mission. He knows those guys are fighting each other behind him. He's just letting it rip right now.
Oh, 48 turned. It worked out, though.
A little bit of contact there, I think, with the one of Welsh, the 48, continuing to drive on, but the one checking up just a little bit. That's going to bring the 3 Chris Muth Jr. Kind of back up to that back bumper as the 15 of Vince Short. I think he's found his rhythm once again, trying to chase down this 64 for the race lead. 18 laps now left remaining here as they both rip that far outside lane, trying to come back down across the line here, racing for the race win here at Darlington.
Jason Kraft mixing it up with a couple other cars here. Whoa! 00 Joe got in the wall, caused a big checkup. Guy's able to dodge him, though. Great awareness there by these guys. Kind of saw what was happening there and ducked out of the way. 00 Joe in the wall again. That'll cause the 79 Timothy Stubblefield to check up big time. He'll move to the high side, make the pass on 00.
At the same time, the 2 of Juan Jimenez having a little bit of a connection issue there, but he gets it back under control as the 663 of Ryan Pandisio catching up to that back bumper of the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. We've seen a great battle from these two guys all race long, and that looks like it's going to continue to heat on up as the 663 goes up, snags that outside wall again.
Yeah, Juan Jimenez's ping is all over the place. It's good right at the moment, though, so hopefully it'll stay that way.
How do you know how everybody's ping is?
The entry screen.
Oh, okay. There you have the special secret. So the ping is where we can see if they're really having a bad connection.
Their ping and their quality, you can actually read those numbers there on the entry screen. Yeah, fun fact of the day there. Chris Muth and the Budweiser car in the wall again. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, he's driving. He wants to catch Welch, but he keeps just coming up a little bit short.
And you can see the whites in Vince Short's eyes here out that back bumper of Joe Hoggard here. He's been caught right back up on up. So your rate battle for the lead here continues to rage on as the 15 looking left, looking right, trying to figure out a way to get around this 64 at this tricky 2-pass track here tonight as they break down this front straightaway here. 13 laps now left remain. Can the 15 hold on with this run? Does the 64 have just enough long run speed to hold off that 15? Can anybody else maybe catch back up to these guys as they rage this battle on to maybe add their name back up into this mix? As the 48 with the 1 and the 3 sitting right there behind him. The one not for any positions here other than just trying to fight to get his lap back.
Man, y'all are too busy hitting the spam buttons. Y'all get that spam out of here. Y'all are
Trying,
quick.
man. Tom says Short's making up some ground pretty fast. Yeah, man, he's right there with him now.
He's got plenty of time. I mean, we got
Yeah, that's
good
true.
amount of time left. Over 10 laps left.
Here's where you start studying that guy, right, Adam? I mean, you're right behind him. Study where he goes in and stuff like that. Try to take his line away. Try to set something up.
You got to play chess with each other. Make him work for it. If you're behind, you need to kind of make him drive with his rearview mirror. Make him make a mistake.
Yeah. Jessica Stubblefield. Maybe somebody needs to find some love,
That's true.
Oh,
we
these spammers.
could let it play out. It'd get interesting.
Ooh, the one of
Welch-
Derek Welch getting loose coming out of turn number 4, snags the outside wall, breaks down onto the apron, able to get it collected back together here. As right behind him, though, you got some racing going on between the 2, Juan Jimenez, and the 3, Chris Muth Jr. Almost making contact here in turns 1 and 2, but able to just keep it off of each other.
Oh, that got me.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
some of us are, looking to find some freaking...
Yeah, leave it open for Brown. Brown could hit the clicks. He might find
You can swipe
love.
right and left. And
I think that's a
Up, down,
different
or
thing
I
though.
don't
I don't know I don't think Brown's gonna want to touch that link. Probably take down his NASA computer over there.
I'll
I
just
don't know which way you swipe for what, I don't know.
I'll just use my phone. It's safer.
It's probably best. Yeah, do you swipe right is good, left is bad? What's the difference?
I think traditionally right is good, left is bad, and up is like a
Left-handed.
super like.
Ooh.
But it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
It's the same. What is wrong with you people
I'm
from
using my-
Louisiana?
Unless you're
My
used
phone
to.
with
Oh
my
my
other hand,
God.
I'm left-handed.
What is before this
want
race
good to
starts
be
getting
left.
crazy, what is up? What does that mean?
It's like a super like or something.
Ooh, super duper. English.
We're coming down to it
You-
here, boys.
Sometimes you got to go get that gator for
Off the
Thanksgiving.
rails. Yeah.
It's too much.
Well, what else is? But damn it. What is on the rails, I meant to say, is Joe Hogger right now out in front, able to start to try to grow that gap between he and Vince Short right now, battling for the lead. 7 laps now remain. Can the 15 pick that run up here for one final attempt to make a stab here at that 64 and pick up this race win? Seth Hawley able to drive away from the 2 of Juan Jimenez just a little bit, as behind him the 1 of Derek Welch scrapes that outside wall here again. Really no one else for position though behind Juan, but he is trying to hunt down that 48 of Seth Hawley and end up on this podium here. We also got Nathan Stanley and Kevin Delia having a good battle here. This is for a top 10 spot, the final top 10 spot, currently held by that 43 of Delia.
Oh, serenity now. Let's get this thing going. English. Oh man, you play the country dumb role so good. You're like you could be on Hee Haw. That's how good you're an actor. I know you ain't that dumb.
I'm gonna change
But
my
it's
phone
funny.
number to BR549. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh man, that was a good one. You had me. I got tickled there as we're rolling into the last part of this.
Yes, 5 laps now left remaining. The 48 and the 2 battle on here for a top 3 spot. The 2 gets the pass done on the 48, diving way down low, gets up into the outside wall, starting to slow him down a little bit. Will the 48 figure out a run to get back around him? The 2 going down low, back up high as they exit turn number 4 with 4 laps now remaining. Juan Jimenez climbing from a laps down back onto the lead lap and onto a podium.
These guys are barely halfway through the season. There's let's see, 6, 7. there's 8 races left in the season after tonight. We just passed halfway with Rockingham, started the second half. So there's a lot of racing left to do this season. I can't wait to see the next few races. When you guys see the schedule, y'all are really going to love it.
As the battle between Delia and Stanley continues to wage on, we're going to keep our eyes on this one until that white flag comes out, because these guys have a heater going. Same thing with Chris Muth Jr. He's gotten caught up by that 663 of Ryan Pandisio, trying to pick up a top 5 spot here as they make their way around here. 3 laps now remaining. Looks like Stanley, though, falling off the pace just a little bit behind Delia, so a little bit of breathing room for that 43 machine for that final top 10 spot here. The one of Derek Welsh trying to continue to get that lap back the hard way. Not quite able to do it here as the 64 of Joe Hogger continues to just drive away from the 15 of Vince Short here. 2 laps to go, and it's gonna be one final lap here as the white flag waves. Here we go. It is the final lap of this race here tonight at Darlington. The 64 with a good chunk of a lead, about 1 second. Vince Short, try as he might, trying to pick up a run here, just not quite able to do so, as the 64 now just has one more set of turns to go to pick up his back-to-back wins here this season. Into 3 and 4 they go. No challenge left behind the 64. He's going to come down and across the line, picking up the race win here tonight with Vince Short in second. Juan Jimenez coming and fighting back as we still have a battle here. Got almost side by side across the line. Goes the 3 and the 663, with the 3 picking up that top 5 spot. Coming down to the wire here also with Kevin Delia and Nathan Stanley. It will be Delia picking up that top 10.
And those battles are important too for position way back in the field even. That's for an extra point. I mean, as we just mentioned, we're only halfway through the season here, a little bit farther than halfway. Points are really going to start mattering even more and more as we close in on the end of this season.
That indeed. And we had ourselves a heck of a battle here at the finish, and we get to throw another name up there for the drawing at the end of the season for the Fan of the Season award of a fancy RGB keyboard with it's got a little dial knob there for volume controls and whatnot. It lights up, has all the fancy color lighting and all that, and it's a mechanical keyboard, which is arguably one of the best types of keyboards you can possibly get. So, Mr. English, who are we gonna add to the list now?
So tonight we're gonna add 7-Eleven Trick over there on YouTube chat. Congratulations, 7-Eleven Trick. You've been entered into the drawing for the keyboard at the end of the season. I have a lot of people on this list now. I can't wait to get through this season. Who's gonna win this awesome keyboard?
How many people are going to be totally drawn for the thing? We get one a week?
Yeah, it's going to be one a week. We've already got 11 names.
And I believe
we're going to add about 7 more.
I also believe drivers who have taken part, and I think there's probably like an 80% rule or something involved, but who have taken part of this season, I believe, are going to be entered in as well.
That's awesome.
But don't 100% word for word me on that one. That's like the...
Who wants to be involved in the Festivus meeting, the Feats of Strength with me down here in the pit lane at the end of this season? We'll get it going, guys. We might win something.
Airing of the grievances.
At least you understood. I know English. You would understand that. I know Brown does too, but he's got business to deal with. So.
Oh God, that's.
What we got, Brown? What's on deck?
What's on deck is tonight's 3rd place finisher here of Juan Jimenez. Let's go ahead and pull some things on up here. We'll talk to that 2 machine of Juan Jimenez right now, finishing with a 3rd place finish here tonight. Juan, congratulations. You had a heck of a fight on your hands, going a lap or 2 down there kind of early on and in the middle of... Oh, and he's gone. Oh.
Well, Computers.
Computers. Yeah, you got us now, Juan? "20 minutes. Guys in the booth, got a copy, buddy?"
Some technical difficulties here.
Yeah.
Sounds
He's
like.
probably got the machine I had last night. I was really struggling. It happens.
Yeah, I think he was having some connection problems earlier on.
Mhm.
Trying to...
Yeah, he's muted, so
Okay, we'll
must be
come back to
um,
Juan in just a moment. We'll move on up tonight's second place finisher, and that is going to be Mr. Vince Short, having a tough battle out there all race long. We kind of knew, especially once when unfortunately the 27th Cavalry getting involved in a couple incidents, that man, it was really going to be you and Joe here up at the front having a hell of a battle here for the race win, and it came down to it. You guys had the late caution that I think you were probably hoping for, because you definitely had that shorter run speed here to get back up to that 64. But man, oh man, a heck of a fight here with some race cars that are missing a bit of paint now on that outside.
Yeah, I think I'm permanently attached to a couple of the walls for the night, but I was pushing pretty hard. I didn't get a lot of practice, so I didn't get my brake bias set where I wanted it, and I wasn't getting as much nose drop going into the turns, so I had to be a little more cautious and back off a little sooner. I pushed up a couple times, missed my marks late in runs, and then there about 10, 15 laps to go. I told Joe I wasn't going to push him. I told him just drive his line. I'm going to follow him around because we had such a good gap. I wasn't going to screw that up and screw our positions up.
Well, after, Joe Hoggard winning last week and then winning again this week, he's solidly in first in the standings. Ryan Pendicio 4 points off of his back. Oh, this is okay. These are not current points. This doesn't count tonight. Before tonight's race, you were in third place, 45 back from the lead. That's obviously, it's not going to change too much between you and Joe. But there's a lot of racing left, and you guys got I think Auto Club coming up next week. Is that a track you really enjoy? I mean, Auto Club is one of those races that's really, really fun for broadcasters to watch. I know that.
Yeah, strategically, I absolutely love that track. I've been pretty dominant on that track in my other leagues. I've figured it out somehow between fuel strategy and tire strategy. Man, I absolutely love that track.
Well, I think we're gonna have Thanksgiving as a break, and then that race. But
Yeah, that'll be the next one after.
I think you probably have people to thank, since I think you had some pretty good things happen this week, including a win, birthday, all kinds of stuff. You're having a heck of a week. We'll just call it your birthday week, right? So, you got any shout outs or anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, shout out to all my family and friends. Patrick Davis, who's 7-Eleven Trick on your fan of the race. He's one of my coworkers. Works for Ileana EMS. Really good guy. He watches all the races. My wife, #1 fan in the world. My wife supports me in every single race. She's on every single race watching. Loves you guys. My brother Kyle, my nephew Landon, my mom Janet, my sister Jessie, my daughters Ashley, Rayleigh, and Shelby, and then my granddaughters Kira, Raylyn, and Amari, and my son Dylan. Without them, and obviously my sponsors, Track Bar Media, Holler Boys Racing, Holler Boys Racing TV, I forgot the Acid Metal Apparel, and then Two Blessings Thrift Store, all my sponsors. Those guys support me every race, my team. Just thank everybody, and you guys for the broadcast. It's always outstanding broadcast to watch. I really appreciate it. And then Numb Thumbs Racing.
Awesome, man.
Thanks,
Well,
brother.
having a heck of a week here this week, and capping it off with a second place finish. Congratulations there, Vince. Keep on that momentum train and keep on rolling, man. And we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action soon enough.
Thanks, guys. Go Air Force!
Oh, there you go. I love that.
Yeah, well, I have to add to that. It's now it's Go Space Force. I got a niece in that. In that.
That's pretty awesome too. Yeah, cool.
So
All the military, we love you.
oh, absolutely. And moving back down for just a second. I think you got everything figured on out. Juan, you got us now, buddy?
Oh, the Space Force might have taken his satellite connection and scrambled it.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Juan, you got a copy there, buddy?
Sure do. How's it going?
Oh, there we go.
There
We
he
got
is.
it.
Hey.
Two Machina, Juan Jimenez fighting back from at least one lap down to finish this one up on the podium. Man, you made that Two Machine look like you were a professional driver out there. And early on, I was mentioned to Mr. English there that we saw you diamonding that corner. And man, when you got on a pretty good rhythm of doing that, you were able to launch yourself up through this field pretty easily.
Yeah, it was just a lot of practice. I knew coming into this race, you know, we only got 3 races left. Now we got 2 before the championship tennis set, and just had to get it done. Just couldn't afford to get a bad result here. And Darlington's usually one of my worst tracks, but I put in a lot this here to just make sure I could be competitive. Honestly, I forgot about the drive-through penalty. I remember the suspension from last race, but I forgot about the penalty. And then they told me after the race, and I was like, dang, I got to come back from a lap down. But basically got on the lead lap. Looked like we were set for a really good finish because I knew we had a really good car under us. And then coming into that first pit stop, I completely sent about a 40-second penalty for unsafe pit entry because I just completely missed the code. So could have been really bad, but got bailed out by a caution eventually and got back on the lead lap and got to put that Two Machine on the podium today. Really.
Well, it's not about what happens to you out there. It's how you respond to it, how you recover. You were the consummate professional out there today. Great job on the recovery and getting up here, all the way back up here to get on the podium. Auto Club is next week out in California. You like that track? I know we love to watch you guys run it.
It should be a good race for all the DAP team. I think we do a little bit better at speedways, but I don't know. We got one of us is strong at just about everything, so it's just about which one of us. And obviously, Joe is on his massive streak. I think that's win number 5 for him. So obviously,
Yep, number 5.
Gotta think he's the favorite.
Well, great job out there tonight. Before that, we're going to have Thanksgiving, and then we'll have the Auto Club. But do you have anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go tonight, Juan?
Sure thing. As always, I gotta thank my sponsors. First of all, DP Graphics and NTRL Racing. But this isn't, as you know, a normal week for us. It's the week for the DP Memorial Race for DP Sun. So it's an incredibly unfortunate loss, and we would just like to have you guys show up on the 19th on Saturday. Have the support that I know you guys have for DAP, and just have the community rally behind him, because he's been an incredibly thoughtful, incredibly positive person to have around the community. So it's just an incredibly unfortunate loss for him, and we're all, you know, just trying to help out in any way we can. So if you got $20 to chip in for the entry fee, if you got anything for the donation, please show up on Saturday. Please support DP. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, a heck of a run out there, Juan. We're glad to have you back up here on this podium. Good job, man. Up 9 spots, finishing here in 3rd. And good luck with the rest of this season, man, because it's definitely coming on down to it.
Yeah, see you next week.
I'm back down there, man. And that's satellite connection, you know, with real-time delay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
So,
there's
that's a little
some
bit
delay
better.
there, but at least it works. I mean, I know he said that he's in Central America somewhere, I think, isn't he?
No, I think it's Santa Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay. Golly.
That's not Central America. I mean, it may be
Yeah, it's
according to
Caribbean.
the
Yeah,
Louisiana
Caribbean.
geography.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
Yeah, but he sounded good. Good race by him, and he mentioned a good point about, and I know you'll touch on it at the end of the race this weekend.
as we move on up to tonight's race winner, had no issues with connection whatsoever. And that is the 64 of Joe Hoggard, who is turning out to be the tricky track triumphant here, able to pick up the race win last week at Rockingham and another one here tonight at Darlington. Man, you've got that 64 machine humming along pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident right now in how things are going. I don't know exactly how the playoffs are going to work. I think at this point I'm pretty close if I'm not already locked in, I'm pretty close to locking in. So I'm kind of just seeing what I can do, learning what I can more about this car. But once they re-rack, that's when it's going to get really interesting. Because I mean, like I said, I don't know exactly how they're going to set up the playoffs. I don't know if we all go back to the same points number and then basically just do a 10 race runoff. But at this point, that's what I'm looking forward to, is to see how that's all going to play out.
Well, I know that Juan Jimenez just talked a bunch about the tribute race that's coming up this weekend, the Jimmy Strong race you guys are doing for the owner of DEP and his family who suffered that terrible loss. Childhood cancer is just such a terrible, cruel thing, and I can't wait until it's finally eliminated. But you want to talk a little bit about that, and then maybe talk a little bit about your hood sponsor there, Little Blue Alien 6. Let us know what that's all about as well.
Yeah, so at this point, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually run it. I'll probably be watching it. If something changes in the next couple days, I don't know when they're going to close the sign-ups, but I don't think I'm going to actually be available for it, which is a bummer because I really wanted to race it at first. But I mean, it's for a good cause. It's with what happened, there's not much that you can do to fix it. Really, there's nothing you can do to fix it, but you can try to help lessen the blow, I guess. But I've never lost anyone. I've never lost anyone, especially not a child. So I can't really speak too much to that. But it's nice to see that everybody's out here trying to do something to help, even if it's just taking their mind off of something for 5 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, make them laugh for 2 minutes, whatever it is at the end of the day. Like it's really cool to see that people are doing this type of stuff to help out. As for the hood sponsor, that's my Twitch channel. Little Blue Alien 6 is my Twitch handle. He put this car together for me when I redesigned my DEP did. He put this car together for me when I redesigned my stream, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And then with that, he's made throwbacks of it. He's made this pink one versus the blue one. He's made a couple different versions of it as well, based on what my sponsors are for what. And I love this car. And it's a blast.
Well, you do have this car dialed in and figured out. So great job. Congratulations. Next week we got Thanksgiving, then Auto Club, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Who'd you like to thank? Who do you got shout outs for?
Again, DEP for sponsoring me in the series, and then Yellow Stripe Motorsports for being my main team during the rest of the week. They're really the ones that have helped me increase my skill level and pushed me to be a better driver. After that, you guys, the stream, like I said last week, every week I'm watching the stream just because it's great to go back and just see what happened, even from a different perspective. Some things, you don't really understand why it happened until you see it from a different perspective. So it's fantastic that you guys put on these broadcasts. And then NTRL, man, this has been a ton of fun. And my teammates as well. They helped me a lot today because I bought this track about a half hour before we started racing here, and they helped walk me through a couple of things that I didn't understand.
Wow,
that's brutal right there, man. That's brutal.
Once the line, so it was hard because I could not understand what the line was on the track for probably the first 20 laps. I just didn't understand. But then once I got it right a couple times and realized that I was correct based on my lap times and how I was feeling around other drivers, it clicked. And I didn't have the fastest short run car, as I generally don't. Vincent had the short run car today. Maybe even Juan, but with Juan, all the troubles that Juan was having trying to get back to the front after the EOL in the drive-through. If we had gone one more caution on fresh tires, I think that it was going to be a little bit more interesting. But it sounds like Vince was just trying to solidify a good place finish for points. Otherwise, that could have gotten a lot more dicey there at the end. So I mean, I appreciate him backing up, but I was ready for the fight.
Well, man, and a fight you did here tonight, picking up that race win here for the 64 machine and hard charger of the day, up 12 spots. Congratulations, Joe. Heck of a finish here tonight. Enjoy the off week coming up here, and we look forward to seeing you guys back in action in a couple weeks over at Auto Club.
Thanks. Have a good one.
And with that, that brings everything to a close here from Darlington. And boys, as always, you know, this one is, like we said earlier, starred, check marked, circled, underlined, exclamation pointed, italicized, everything as
bold type, yeah,
as one that you absolutely want to win, and that is exactly what we saw here tonight.
Yeah, man, it was great, especially there towards the end where the intensity kind of picked up a little bit. You know, we did finish with 8 cars on the lead lap, thanks to a late caution. But yeah, man, guys got spread out, and they did the best they could to stay competitive and try to pass each other. But it's kind of hard to do when you only got 20 cars. Well, I think only 18 cars gridded. So I mean, the low car count, you know, and the size of this track kind of contributed to the single file. But we saw some side by side tonight. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, you're going to see that with 43 cars on the field. I think that high line is where everybody wants to be. They did a great job tonight. Fun race. Enjoyed it.
That we did, as we go ahead and send it on down there to take a look at where everybody's favorite driver finished up here tonight with that 64 hard charger of the day. Joe Hoggard picking up the big time win here tonight. And man, I ain't kidding. A win at Rockingham and a win here at Darlington, that puts you on a special podium for having a heck of a drive here, because that's those are not easy tracks. Same thing with the 15, Vince Short with a solid second place finish, finishing up here on this podium. Same thing with the 2 of Juan Jimenez coming back from that penalty, having a heck of a race there, able to walk home with a third. The 48 of Zeth Hawley, man, he had his hands full with that 3 of Chris Muth Jr. and the 663 of Ryan Pandisio, but he beat both of them, able to walk home with a 4th. The 3 of Chris Muth Jr. with a solid top 5 there as well. The 663 of Panic at the Disco, Ryan Pandisio, able to walk home in 6th. 44, Dana Shepard had some good battles as well, like with the 23 and Mark Collins. He was able to pick up a 7th place finish here tonight. And the 23 of Mark Collins up 7, so a pretty good night for him, able to walk home in 8th. The 1 of Derek Welsh, man, he missed his pit box, and that definitely hurt him here tonight, but he was able to fight on back to pick up a top 10 finish here in 9th. With the 43 of Kevin Delia rounding out tonight's top 10, a heck of a job done by him here as well.
Derek Welch missed the entire pit lane. I got to give him a little bit of extra crap for that. He missed the whole pit lane, but able to recover. You know, not too bad of a job out there tonight. Cubby in the 67 finished there in 11th place. 12th place will go to 00 Joe Bennett. 99 of Kraft, he had some issues out there tonight. He'll finish 3 laps down in 13th. 14th will be the 79 of Timmy Stubblefield. 45 of Bristol Thompson finishes down a few laps from the starting position, 24 laps down, finishing in 15th place. Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, exited a little bit early after some problems out there, finishing 16th. 17th will be 9 of Thomas Welch. Gavin Ray with some bad luck out there after winning the pole and then getting caught up, T-boning somebody in a wreck there, kind of ruined his day. He'll finish in 18th place, and Eric Thornton and Tom Wilson did not grid a car, so they'll round out your top 20.
That they will. So there we go. We get to slowly finish things off here tonight as we say thank you to all of you guys out there in YouTube land. As always, you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time doing it as well, whether it's talking about Whataburger or talking about the racing action going on out here at the racetrack. We thank you guys so much for that support, as well as making sure you guys hit that subscribe and ring that notification button here as you get alerted to when we go live. It is a holiday season, so sometimes our schedules kind of get a little goofy and we're not exactly live, 5 nights a week, but you don't want to miss any of the action that we do bring you, so be sure to get alerted by hitting those. And if you like what we do bring to you, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so the YouTube algorithm knows that, hey, people are liking this, we need to share it with more people, and we can join or grow, I should say, this awesome family that we have out here going on for this broadcasting channel. Speaking of growing, this growth wouldn't be able to happen without some great sponsors such as JP Designs and 3D Prints, doing some iRacing paint schemes as well as button boxes and 3D printing stuff, so be sure to go check them out. ButtKicker as well. Enhance your sim experience with a ButtKicker kind of rumble pack. Put it right there underneath your seat so that every time you scrape one of these walls over here at Darlington Motor Speedway, you can you definitely feel it, and it just enhances every single second of your sim experience. As well as AdminBoxx on board here. With a single press of a button, you can throw cautions, wave arounds, black flags, do whatever have you to make things just run a little bit easier here over in iRacing. Also, big thank you to tonight's race sponsor of Numb Thumbs Gaming Trucking Community, sponsoring this fantastic race over here tonight, as they have a fantastic community over there. So if you're into America Truck Sim or European Truck Sim, be sure to jump on over there and enjoy the fun. Also, big thank you as well to Track Bar Media jumping on board here this season. Some of the best real life and sim life photography done for auto racing, and man, it is absolutely fantastic. Be sure to go check them out. Same thing with simgearcentral.com. Jumping on board here, go over and order your button box that has all your flips, dials, knobs, buttons, anything you can possibly think of, all at the reach of your fingertips, all on one easy to reach box. Order yours button box, here today from simgearcentral.com, and mention NTRL and AAA Broadcasting and get 10% off your next order. Yeah, everyone loves a good 10% off deal here, especially coming up onto the holidays. So wink wink, nudge nudge to all you wives and moms out there in the YouTube land, to some of these race drivers. But same thing, if you're a race driver and you want your mom to kind of support some of this swag, well, head on over to TrekDogsRacing.com and pick her up some shirts, coffee mugs, sweatshirts, or whatever have you, with the Numb Thumbs Racing League logo on there, and that way everybody can know, like, hey, that's a proud race mom or wife or whatever have you. And everyone has a good time, as TrekDogsRacing.com, the proud merchandising supplier over here for the Numb Thumbs Racing League, as well as Davidson Builders. I forgot to mention them about them here in the intro, but Davidson Builders, the premier builders here in northern New Jersey. Whether you're looking to add a extension or remodel your home, be sure to look them on up, as they are the proud supporter of the action replay camera that we have here each and every week. Well, on that note, that closes things down here tonight from this Numb Thumbs community here. We do have a race coming up, I believe, tomorrow night with the HCK Beagles Racing Truck League over there. Let's go ahead and see where their schedule's sitting at. I know it's in there somewhere. They're somewhere pretty fast and awesome. I think they're at iRacing Super Speedway. I could be wrong, but
yeah, that checks. I think that's where they're at.
Either way, we're in store for some great plate track racing here tomorrow night, so be sure you tune in and nice and early, because you don't want to miss a second of that action coming on up. But speaking of action, our action here is done. So I am Alan Brown. For Alan English and Adam Turner, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
See ya.